Good, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, I'm sorry. Which one are we going to shut off? Shut off this one? All right, we're good. Please join me. I'm going to do the pledge today. I realized, why do I always ask Aaron to come up here? I can do it myself. But appreciate Aaron doing it and all that he does for the community. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'd like to ask Chaplain Duke to come up to open in prayer.
Thank you, Scott. Let's pray. Today, God, we thank you for your goodness in our lives that sometimes reflect your goodness and sometimes don't. But your goodness is steadfast for thousands of generations. And so, Lord, again, we rest in your goodness this day in the life we have together. We pray in your name. Amen.
Yeah. And then we'll just have Duke lead into his presentation. And presenters, just go ahead and click forward with this. Thank you.
Well, everybody, good to see you. A few announcements for you today that I know you will want to hear about. First of all, on the 22nd, we'll be having Nancy Baumgartner's memorial service here at 1 o'clock. And I know that that will be particularly important to the DAR members among us, which we will have many coming from outside of LVE as well. Nancy, by herself, signed up over 100 people for DAR, including, is Caroline Mixon here? No, but Caroline Mixon was signed up by her, as well as, you may have heard of Sandra Deal. Yes? So both of those are in DAR because of Nancy. We'll have her service on Saturday. Our grief group has moved to a week from today, the 26th, at the same time, 1:30. Carolyn Jacobs will have a memorial service at First Baptist Church this Friday, the 21st, at 3 p.m. We do have bus service for that, leaving at 2:30. That sign-up is in the communication room if you are interested in that offer. We just approved yesterday in our Spiritual Life Committee a new ministry. It's the Gospel of Mark. It's a Bible study that we'll be doing, and it begins on March 6th, the day after Lent begins. And it will be on the first and third Thursdays from 10 a.m. in the morning to 11 or 11:15. We have about 10 or 11 signed up for that now, and we have room for 15. So if you would like to participate in that, Spiritual Life is going to purchase those books for anybody who would like to. And the DVDs, the DVD for it, but we would ask for a $5 contribution. So you can sign up again in the communication room for that. It goes about 10 to 12 weeks, something like that. And then, what would a Spiritual Life Department update be without a shameless plug for the Drazik series? April 4th through the 6th, you may have heard of this at a previous forum, but April 4th through the 6th, right here, we will be hosting Don Bazone for our Drazik series speaker this year, and his topic will be the spirituality of aging. So, please put that on your calendars. We'll have the LVE chorus on Sunday afternoon. We'll have a 30-minute classical concert of some persuasion on Saturday night at 7, and we'll open up with the Friday morning coffee on Friday morning the 4th at 9:30. So please, come on, come all. and we welcome you out there. And please also notice our great new picture. Thank you, Kitty and Karen, for taking care of business, as you always do. Right outside the chapel, take a look, a gorgeous painting by Ruth Money. Beautiful. Enjoy. Our next presenter, Julie, come on down.
Hello. What is with this bipolar weather? I don't know if I want to wear a scarf or spray mosquito spray. So anyway, welcome to Georgia. Our new residents that moved into February, we have one. Why now Butts? Welcome to the big house. If you make sure you go see her, is she here in the building or in the room? No? Okay. So go see Wynell. She's in 1116. Still at 258 households. We get a few that come on, a few that go off, but it's still holding at 258. Future events for our sales department. First of all, we had a great event yesterday. It was the panel, the healthcare panel, and a huge thank you to our staff. That was the 5-star staff. I'm telling you, I got raving reviews from all of our guests. They just really provided a lot of great information. And if you can, is it in March that you're doing that? You've got to listen to it. It is phenomenal. The information you get, I learn a little something from it every time I listen to them. So that was yesterday. We're going to have a 101 event. That's our, get to know us a little bit better. That's in March. And then we're doing a thank you for your referral. So if you referred someone here and they got on the wait list or they moved in, we're going to hold a nice luncheon as a huge thank you to you folks for doing that. We appreciate the referrals. Keep them coming in. We appreciate that. I will be helping out in Westminster Village for a month, so you will not see me roaming the halls. LaWanda will be here to cover it, but I'm going to help out my fellow salespeople down in Spanish Fort, and hopefully we don't get snow during that time. But yeah, so that will be February 24th through March 24th. And a huge thank you to all the people. If you have volunteered for me this year, showing your house, giving tours, having lunch or dinner with somebody, raise your hand. Look at all these people. I'm telling you, thank you. You're saving my shoes, you're from running the rubber off of them. And so I appreciate all that. The other thing I want to mention, if you have a special club, it could be a church group, it could be anything that you would like to have them in for a luncheon. I could either speak, we could give tours, I could talk at your church. I have several topics that would be adult children or parents that might have dementia. I can speak at that, and I could provide some snacks or whatever. Come down, see me in the sales office, and I would love to do that for you. And now you know what I do with my last. My last screen is always a little something, something. Who is your Valentine? This is Heart Month, so I thought I would share with you the love of my life. That's us on the left-hand side, that tall drink of water. Yes, I was a lucky woman on that day. But I have to tell you a little funny story quick about that. That right there wouldn't have happened because that young lady on the right, that's my daughter, the attorney, the judge, right? So when he decided he wanted to marry me and asked me to marry him, he thought he'd be nice and ask my daughter to lunch to get permission to marry me.
Nice.
Which is great, but at the time she was a county attorney. And it was during her lunch hour. So he said he shows up, she walks in with a briefcase in her suit, sits down, and he starts to talk. She goes, stop, I know what you're gonna ask. So I asked him questions for you. He said she pulled out this stack of papers and proceeds to question him like he's in trial. She goes, so apparently she's flipping through them. She goes, you like to speed. So, if you think you're gonna get my mom in your car for any reason, yeah, you better slow down. So she went through everything, and he said, honey, by the time she was done and stripped me, totally humiliated, he said, I didn't know if I wanted to get married or not. I thought, well, maybe I should rethink this whole thing. So that was a little bit of what he had to put up with from her to ask me to marry him. And yes, she is a scary girl sometimes, but we love her. But I thought I would share that cute story about how my heart asked me to marry him. It was because of that young lady.
Nice. Stephen?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephen, obviously Director of Property Management. I will be brief. I don't have too much for you today. Couple of landscaping updates. Next week, we will have pine straw starting. I will ask for some patience. This will be landscape management's first run at the pine straw on a property that is very large. It is going to be a process for them. We've had a few meetings and a couple of very good discussions on the process and how it will begin. I fully anticipate there will be mistakes made, but we'll take care of it. And so far they've been wonderful with communication. They've done a great job. And when mistakes were made, they've come back and taken care of them quite quickly. I have had I've actually had quite a few people ask me about irrigation and when irrigation will be starting back up. There's no set date for that. That's really just kind of weather-based. So once we get through these winter dates, when we know that the last freeze is over with, we're going to start the irrigation back up. I don't want to start it back up and then have to turn it back off and drain it back down and go through that whole process. So once we've got a good idea that we've got the last freeze over, I'll start it back up. I do want to start it up as quickly as I can, but it will not be until the last freeze is gone. Next week we have the air filters, the HVAC filters in West are going to be changed. On Monday we will start on the 6th floor. They will do the 6th, the 5th, and the 4th floors on Monday. Tuesday will be the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st floors. Then East will be the following week on Monday. Same process, start on the 6th, 5th, and 4th on Monday, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st on Tuesday. One quick reminder about the pool hours. The pool, and this is not new, but the pool is closed every Wednesday afternoon at about 4:15 to 4:30, right before the maintenance team leaves for the day on Wednesday. We treat the pool, and then it's closed down until first thing in the morning Thursday when we get here. Typically around 7:15 in the morning, it opens back up. That's been happening forever, as long as I can remember, and since way before I started. But there have been a couple of times over the last couple of months that I guess it's been forgotten. But the pool closes every Wednesday evening and it reopens Thursday morning. You may have noticed that the elevator inspections were finally completed last week, so yay, the state came through. The one big, I guess, announcement that I would like to make is going to schedule somewhere at the end of March. I'm going to shoot for maybe the 3rd or 4th week of March. I'm going to schedule 2 meetings here to review the evacuation plan. Many of you are probably already familiar with the fact that I've had many meetings with the Hall County Fire Department, the fire marshals, to review the evacuation plan. We're going to try to share that knowledge and review it with the East and West apartment buildings primarily. I'll have 2 separate meetings because there's so many people, one for the East and then one for the West. And then we'll follow that up once the weather gets a little bit warmer, somewhere probably in April, with an unannounced fire drill for each building to practice what we have learned. So keep that, I guess, I'll update you once I have the dates finalized for those trainings. I'll put it in the link. I'll make some announcements, probably in the elevators for whichever one I have first, you'll see the notifications in the elevators and at the front desk, so that you'll have plenty of time to prepare and make sure we can attend those meetings. That's all I've got for you. I hope you have a great afternoon, and let's hope for some warmer weather soon. See ya. Aaron?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aaron Bundy, Director of Security and Transportation. I just had a couple of notes. I wanted to clear up any confusion about medical emergencies or pendants. A couple of residents had brought it to my attention that maybe 5 years ago, it was strongly encouraged for you guys in the event of emergency not to dial 911 and to use your pendant or call security. And we are changing that slightly, or rather, we're recognizing the reality that there's not one single solution that's perfect for all situations. Okay, you may not have access to your pendant. You may not have access to your phone. You may not be able to speak at that point. Okay, so we just want to recognize, we don't want you wandering around trying to do the right thing, just do something. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the most important thing. We'll get moving, 911 will work with us. So just a kind of guideline, if you're in distress, but it's not life-threatening, well, that's a pendant thing. Okay, that's something that security and nurses will respond to. We'll get you taken care of. If you needed to go to the hospital, we can help assist you in making that decision. But if it's not life-threatening, that's usually a pendant or a call to security. If it's life-threatening, and I mean minutes are counting, if you're able, we encourage you to call 911. All right, let's eliminate that middle step of calling us and then us calling 911. That would take just a little bit longer. It's not a lot of time, but when seconds count, we'd like that to be a smoother process. So go ahead and call 911. Really and truly, there's no real wrong answer. All right, we're going to get there as fast as possible, and we're going to work with whatever the situation is. But I wanted to try to clarify, it's not a big deviation from policy, but it's just recognition that do what makes sense in the moment, and let's try to get help as fast as possible. Does everybody does that make sense, what I'm saying? I hope I'm being clear on that. One thing I wanted to bring up is scams. I'm having a lot of residents come up to me. I don't know that there's a scam season, but we have had high activity in the last 2 months, give or take. I just want to give you some rules to live by. Whenever you are contacted, whether it's text, email, phone call, a pop-up on your computer, anything, and somebody's intimating that there's a problem, you've been overcharged, or something's about to happen, or whatever the emergency is, do not respond to that communication, whether it's a text, a phone call, or email. If they mention your bank, go call your bank. All right? If they talk about Amazon, go log into your account. Don't respond to whatever the communication was. That'll be your safest bet, because if it's a scam, you respond, you think you're talking to Amazon, you're talking to a scammer. Okay, you think you're talking to your bank, you're actually talking to a scammer. So never respond when somebody reaches out. If they mention a company or a product that you use, go contact that company or that product in the normal fashion and see if there's a problem. And usually there probably won't be. So that's the number one way to protect yourself, is never respond. Stephen mentioned pine straw. One event we did have last year, pine straw does have a season. This is the season for it. And people out in the community, not this community, but in the surrounding area, pine straw is also getting installed. All right, and these guys, when they have leftovers, want to try to offload them. All right, we had 2 last year get on property. So I just want everyone to know, we will do our part to prevent that, but I want everyone to know that if anyone asks you to pay for pine straw, that is not us. All right, call security, we'll come out there immediately. So if anybody is asking you, hey, we've got some extra, we'll do the front and the back, no, you are already covered. So if they're asking for you to pay for it, that's not us. Please call security, and we'll get that taken care of. And then I wanted to mention deliveries. We had an issue. I would like to encourage everyone to call the gate if you're expecting a delivery. I mean, this is staff too. Food deliveries, you guys getting groceries, any type of deliveries, let us know, because a lot of companies, Walmart, Kroger, what have you, that's just a delivery person. It's not even a Walmart or a Kroger employee. That's just a person that does deliveries. We want to make sure that that person has a need to be on the property before we let them in. So if you're anticipating delivery, please give us a call. I will say we've identified one issue, and that's when somebody was ordering just off of Walmart.com. It was a non-food item, just a regular Walmart item. Well, because the local store had it, instead of shipping it through USPS or FedEx through the mail service, they had the local store deliver it using a regular delivery driver. All right, the resident did not know that that was coming, but to us it looks like a food delivery. So we're calling the resident, hey, are you expecting this? So on our end, we're going to work to try to handle that situation, but I will say, please let us know if you're expecting something to the best of your ability. And obviously, you're not going to know everything, but to the best of your ability, let us know. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
First, I want to start, same as kind of Duke. I want to thank Ms. Cannon and Ms. Marlowe for new furniture, trying to really go out in the community and make this place better. They wanted me to make sure we please respect those new furniture. I'll get my staff to do the same as well. Valentine's Day, we had a mixer in the clubhouse. It went awesome, at least to my perception, that everyone enjoyed it. We had chocolate wine, which is a huge help and huge hit, pink champagne, and pink sparkling grape juice. So we'll start doing those mixers more often, that way before events that we have. So we're pairing with Vicky, music, more entertainment to make those events a lot more special. I think it went really well. Talking about charges, so if you have a wrong culinary charge, please send that to Daryl Walden. Also, if you can bring your monthly statement or just let us know. Unfortunately, we can't see all the statements that you have. Our systems don't match. Vicki Westmoreland and them, they can't see our culinary. If you can bring the statement by to us, or just next time you're in the dining room, a supervisor or manager, we'll take that and fix it. It is a community-wide issue of sometimes there's wrongful charges. We don't want to do that for y'all. So please bring those to us. We'll fix those and credit to your statements. We are trying to be very vigilant of fixing those. I am trying to meet with a corporate person as well to make sure we're doing everything on our end to minimize those wrongful charges. But a lot of it is human error. Host has a lot of different meal plans. We're looking at different charges. It can happen. But please bring those to us. We want to charge you correctly. That's for Daryl Walden. For catering events and private parties, floor parties, events really should go through Linda Carter, our restaurant manager. She'll be handling that for our culinary department. The reason why I'm saying these two is, I want to be everywhere dealing with things, but I need to rely on my team as well. It's always fine to copy me on an email, involve me too, but they're going to be taking control of that portion. With that, I'll also be putting out very soon a culinary binder, which has a lot of information. With that, we'll include a directory of issues you may have, the number to contact, and what to do. We'll also have procedures, hour operations, holidays, a number of different information. Pretty much anything we have to do with culinary, I want in that binder that's easy for everyone to access. Deliveries. Actually, I think I might have supposed to go to my slides. I'm sorry. Meal deliveries. Sorry about that. If you're having an issue with that, please call 234 if you're doing that before 2 o'clock to order a delivery. If you're having an issue past that time, please call 235. I'll have this posted in the board and the communication room and also in the link. During that time, when we're on the floor from 5 o'clock on, we're on the floor. All my managers are. To work around this, we have put a work order in to get a phone at the host stand of Mountain View. Just like other restaurants, it always calls the front host, and that's when they deal with everything. So we're working to make that a better process, but until then, please call 235 during service to get a hold of anyone. That's the main kitchen's number. Wanted to show you, I know it's hard to see. This is January's orders, just kind of the number of how many were ordered throughout the month of January. This is posted right now in the communication room. I'll do that every month just for people to see. We do have the resident buffet is the highest. We do have the lowest. It looks like it's cut off with the vegetarian chili. We're going to switch that out. And all of our lower options, we will switch out as well to newer options. Sorry, you can't see that, but again, it is posted in the communications room of the clubhouse. So we have open positions, about the same positions we were before. We said we did lose a prep cook, so we are looking for another one of those. We still have people in process. There's a new fingerprinting process that's taking a little bit long with employees, but we are getting closer. But we did lose a prep cook. We're looking to get more cooks. Please ask for a supervisor. I keep mentioning this as the biggest thing. I know it's not always the most comfortable thing to ask for a supervisor, but we can fix issues right then and there. We can also go to the staff, fix the issue, use it as a training example. Asking for a supervisor is way more beneficial than a comment card, so please ask for us. We always have 2 supervisors for every shift, if not more, so please ask for us. For usables, same thing I've been doing every month. They are washable. You can return them. We are looking to get a new process to improve our process of returns. We did order 360 new entree containers, 240 small containers, and 240 soup ice cream containers. So we want to put some money out there so that way we can actually see if this program is helping. I think having more of those will really help. But please wash those, and we do wash them ourselves afterwards to make sure they are safe to use. And that's what they look like. Plenty of questions about those. All right, that's all I have, and Angela Tipton's next up, our nurse practitioner.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Angela Tipton, the nurse practitioner here on campus. The wellness office is bustling. I'm not sure if you've been down lately, but we're busy. I've added year-to-date about 14 new residents to my patient panel, so it's that the office is booming and busy, and we're loving it. To that end, if you need an appointment, call Sandra at extension 242 before you walk down, because I may not be able to accommodate a walk-in at that point in time. I just don't want you to walk all the way to the clinic and then have to be given an appointment time to come back later, so you have to walk all the way back home. So if you need to be seen, call 242, which is Sandra, and she'll get an appointment made for you. Because like I said, I don't want you guys to have to walk a long way to be seen. We still have flu vaccines, COVID vaccines, and I now have some Prevnar 21, which is the newest pneumonia vaccine. If you need a pneumonia vaccine, please call and make an appointment to do that as well if you would like this newer version. Most of you are up to date. Some people with chronic lung disease, those types of things, may want to get the additional Prevnar 21 vaccine. You'll see the commercials on the TV now. I've seen them several times over the past couple of weeks. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. I would like to remind you as well to bring your insurance cards for appointments, as well as your annual reviews with Kim, so we can go ahead and get that updated and in your files. That is part of what Kim does as your annual review in your emergency baggie. She puts copies of insurance cards in those as well. So if you've received new insurance cards, or even if you haven't, bring those with you to every appointment with Kim or myself. That way we can update the information and have it on file. It helps ease of billing for my visits. If we scan those every time, that way if our billers have a question, they can quick reference your insurance card to make sure the information is entered into correctly. I think that's all I have. Don't have a lot going on other than that. You guys have a great afternoon, and Tammy is up next.
Good afternoon. Good to see y'all. Hope you're well. Thank you for having me. I'm Tammy, the administrator of WBC and OBT. And I have got some slides here today. Let me see if I can operate this. Nope. There we go. What I want to talk to you about is our director for assisted living, Paige Hatcher. She has assembled another panel for us to talk about OBT and WBC. So we're going to have another panel. It's called Navigating the Next Level of Living. So that's going to be on March 27th at 3:30 in the auditorium. Okay. So what are we going to do during that meeting? So we're going to talk about the levels of care that we offer here, the clinical services. We'll talk about what you can expect when you get to the different levels of care. And we'll have experts, we'll gain valuable insights from our experts that we'll have on that panel. And then we'll have time for questions and answers after that. So be thinking of those burning questions that you would like to know about OBT and WBC, and we'll be happy to provide those for you at that event. So once this event's over, our goal is you'll leave feeling informed and confident as you prepare to navigate to your next level of living here at LVE. So, look at this beauty. Introducing our new WBC dinette area. This area was upgraded recently. It's got a modern design. It's beautiful. We love the new backsplash look. We've had so many compliments for this, and Shanda worked very hard to help get this accomplished along with our maintenance department. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of that. And then our big shout out to Pat Johnson and the Special Funds Committee, because here we go. We got this beauty in. We are so happy to have this beautiful mini baby grand piano. It's sleek, it's elegant in design. It's crafted with high quality, and it has Bluetooth capacity, so we can stream and play music for as long as we want to bring hours of enjoyment to our WBC residents. Thank you for showing that love to our WBC folks. They love it, and I can't thank you enough for that. And then one other announcement, I don't have a slide for this one, but I want to just announce the retirement of our medical director, Dr. Beebe. Dr. Beebe, you know, we are both saddened and grateful to announce the retirement of our esteemed medical director, Dr. Beebe. He has been an invaluable part of our community, and we extend our deepest gratitude for his contribution and his dedicated services to our residents. So what next? Looking ahead, we are excited to introduce Theoria Medical, that's Theoria Medical, and they're a comprehensive medical group committed to serving post-acute services, and that's throughout the United States. So stay tuned. We'll have more updates about Theoria in the near future. So we can't wait to see what exceptional care they'll be bringing to WBC. And that's the end of my announcements. Next up, life engagement.
Well, hello everybody. It's great to see your smiling faces. I feel so tall. This is fantastic. So first I would like to give a shout out to our team member, Gabby Van Allen. Who of you were at the Sip and Paint? It was so much fun. We hosted 28 people, so for one instructor to host 28 people and for somebody with such little skill set as me to come out with a piece of artwork that actually looks like chocolate-covered strawberries was a feat, and she did it, even with serving the residents wine. So we had a fantastic time, and we got such great feedback. We hope to put it on maybe on a quarterly basis, so stay tuned for other Sip and Paint opportunities. I have some updates that I want to give you. So first we're going to talk about calendar highlights. Who of you enjoy Varietals with Vicky? Yay, okay, it's coming back and you have probably been waiting for the sign up. And the reason I haven't put it out is we're gonna try something new. So we are trying to find an efficient way to bill for that in order to cover the cost of the wine. And currently we use our program called Salesforce. So if there's 40 people that attend, Sue and I have to sit down and create 40 invoices. K4 has the capacity, if you use it to sign up, to help us with direct billing. So we're going to put the link for you to sign up on K4. Now, I know that some of you do not use K4, and that's okay. On the flyers that go in your mailboxes, you will have my extension. So if you cannot sign up on K4, I will sign up for you. The goal is to get to a place where that billing happens directly. It's more efficient, and it's one less thing we have to do, And it could open the door up for us to be able to do bigger ticket concerts and have a way to bill for those concerts on the back end when you sign up without having to do a tremendous amount of work. So this is us piloting that process. If you're capable of signing up on K4, when you get those flyers in your box, please do. If not, okay, give me a call and I'll do it for you. All right, other highlights. We will have at the 20th of the month, I know that there are some people that are probably on this committee for the Retired Treasures Treasure on the Runway fashion show will be coming up. So that was sign up based. If you have signed up, I know it's waitlisted, tickets will be going out, and that committee is managing that. I know Carolyn Mixon is kind of heading that up. Cheryl Loba is in the room as well. She's been helping amongst others. So make sure if you have questions to reach out to probably Carolyn Mixon as your point person, because I'm just making sure the space is available and making sure that printouts are available. I'm in the back seat. Other things, who here likes an Oreo? All right. So did you know that the 6th of March is National Oreo Day? Did you know that there are more than 100 flavors of Oreo? No. Well, we are going to be hosting a Oreo mixer in the lobby where we will decide what LVE's favorite Oreo is. So keep your eyes peeled for that information. On the 11th of the month, our Silver Notes will be doing a St. Patrick's Day themed concert right here in the auditorium. On the 14th of March, we are going to be having a music bingo, which is kind of a hybrid of music trivia meets bingo. It's a lot of fun. Watch your mailboxes for information on it. And of course, on the 17th, we will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. The big one that we have coming up is, of course, our annual talent show. How many of you have been acts or participated in that event? Oh my gosh, we had so much fun and we packed the house. The applications, if you wish to participate as a performer, are at the front desk. You would fill them in and turn them back in at the front desk, and Barbara Traver, who helps us organize that, will collect those. Also, these mailbox stuffers with details about rehearsals and all the event details have been placed in your mailboxes, so look for those. Next up, there is a great interest in bringing back a newsletter or the Village Voice. I know we all miss it, and we would love to see some iteration of it. It's a great deal of work, and as time went on, the original board of editors, many of those people retired from their post, and we were down to just a few people, which was a lot of work to create 12 months worth of production. So we looked at doing it quarterly, and that took a back seat as well. So we're going to try to revive some iteration of a newsletter, so watch your mailboxes for an interest meeting. The roles that we need are people who are editors. If you're a good proofreader and are great at editing, we need that skill set. And then also people who wish to contribute articles. We also want to bring back the resident interviews for people who are new to our community. I think people really loved seeing themselves in that print and that publication, so we want to bring that back. So people who are willing to do those interviews, and we'll probably make them shorter than they have been historically, but we would like to introduce our new residents to the community in that way once again. So watch your mailboxes for information on that. Volunteer opportunities. Here at LVE, do you know how many hours we produced in 2024? Can anybody guess? Give me a guess. 200,000 hours. Thank you all. Giving back to your community and the community at large. We have a heart for volunteerism here, and if your heart for volunteerism has a little bit more room, WBC and OBT are always looking for helpers, and we've done something new. We've placed a sign-up book in the communication room. So if you're looking for an opportunity to volunteer, and it could be as simple as just a few minutes assisting somebody to a program here in the auditorium or a specific event they need help with, take a peek, because it could be a very brief contribution that means a whole lot to somebody else. And finally, I'd like to talk about, well, not finally, I have one more thing after that, resident-led program opportunities. We had Paula Allen, who has a long history in line dancing, come to us and want to do a line dancing class. And I want to support those opportunities. So you'll see more information about that. But if you have a talent that you would like to share, and particularly I would love to see some growth in the arts world, please come forward. Once upon a time, we had a lot of residents that would share their talents and teach each other their art mediums. And I would love to see that happen again. So if you're an artist willing to teach a class, or you have a talent you wish to share, please reach out to me. The last thing, promise. Who of you have a Zumo box? Anybody here has a Zumo box? Okay, if you have a Zumo box, you probably noticed you cannot see our channel 901. We're trying to figure out what's going on there. And I've also had other people report that we're not seeing some of the birthday slides and other things. I looked at our administration TV and it looks like it's functioning normally, so that's a bit of a mystery. So sit tight while we figure that out. Also know many of our communities have phased out Touchtown, which is the program that feeds our 901, and K4 has a similar capacity. So the goal is to eventually move in that direction. So we may see some changes there, but I will keep you as a community updated about that. I will be here so we can chat later if you have questions. We saved the best for last. Come on up, Scott.
She is funny. No, great reports, right? Yeah. Always leaves me with little to do, but you all give me enough to do with the Ask the Director questions. So this is a new trick we taught our dog. My wife did. I cannot take any credit. Will it play again so she can catch a Frisbee now? It's hard to see, but let's see if we can play it again. It's floating, and boom. She does a good job. For just over here, and she actually brings it back. We don't have to chase her down for it like other dogs we've had, but kind of fun. Town hall meeting coming up March 5th. It's a Wednesday, so it's not a normal Thursday, at 3:30 here in the auditorium. And Tammy will be presenting on the Willowbrook Court and Oak Ridge Terrace resident survey results from last October. I'll be reporting on the independent living results, and Steve Eggles, our Vice President of Operations, will be reporting on ACTS results overall. We did do quite well. I was pleased with the results, but we've got opportunities to improve in a few areas, so we'll be sharing some action plans as well. Steps to find, so I've been asked to share the steps to find the resident services guide on K4 app. So if you don't have the K4 app on your phone or on your desktop, put in a work order with Julia or online to get it added. Then once you have it installed, you click on the K4 Community Plus icon. Then from the home page, you click on Library. Then from Library page, you click on Resources, and then under Resources is Resident Services Guide. It's really pretty easy. It may not sound it, but it is once you get in there. Coming up in the near future, likely March, Jeremiah, as well as a representative from Spectrum, will be here to give some Zumo training for those who have Zumo. And then Jeremiah and likely other LVE IT folks will be presenting on just continuing education, so you get more used to the K4 app, so they can pull it up on screens and show you what to do and actually show you piece by piece. So that's coming in the near future. This, don't try to read it, it's where ACTS Leadership Onboarding Program. I will be going next week to Philadelphia, as will Lisa Peterson, our Director of Nursing, to go through some onboarding. And these are the departments we'll be meeting with. ACTS Corporate University, who does the education for all of ACTS, Spiritual Life Representative, Legacy Foundation, Resident Health Services, Business Development, Culinary and Hospitality, Human Resources, Procurement and Contract Management, Finance, Operations, Corporate Communications, Sales and Marketing, Real Estate Services, Social Accountability and Volunteerism, human resources, compliance, and information technology. That's a full 3.5 days of meeting with folks. And what it's a huge benefit for us as leaders of the community because we know who to go to then. We don't have to ask around and ask another executive director, another director of nursing, hey, I need help with this, who do I need to go to? So we'll have face-to-face time with those that can help us do what's best for the community and for the residents. So we're looking forward to that, although not the weather necessarily. Not sure, I didn't know I put in a blank one, but there it is. Okay, Axe Home Services. I asked Lucy if she had anything to share, and she wanted to share that if you're a client of Axe Home Services, please come to the clubhouse lobby on any of the following dates to sign an information update form. And that's March 6th, March 13th, 20th, and 27th. And this gives the times. And if you have any questions about Axe Home Services, you may also come during these times and she or another representative will be there to answer any questions you may have. This will be out again, I just wanted to let you know. Scam Central, I was glad that Aaron brought that up. It's a big thing of mine, and this will be it should be a pretty short video, about 2 minutes.
With so many new scams popping up every year, it can feel impossible to keep your guard up. Are you sure you can spot the red flags before it's too late? Welcome back to the Scam Smart channel, where we're dedicated to keeping you safe and secure online. Today we're going to talk about the sneaky scams to look out for in 2025. When it comes to recognizing these scams, there are a few tools and resources you'll need to have in your arsenal. You'll want to stay up to date on the latest online resources like fraud alerts, scams databases, or subscribe to a channel like Scam Smart. And you'll need to develop some critical thinking skills to help you spot the red flags. One of the most common scams to watch out for is the classic phishing scam. Scammers will send you an email or message that looks like it's from a legitimate company, like your bank or a popular online retailer, and ask you to click on a link or provide sensitive information. But here's the thing. Legitimate companies will never ask you to do this via email or message. If you get a suspicious email, always go directly to the company's website or app to check if it's real. Another scam to watch out for is the fake online shopping scam. Scammers will set up fake online stores that look real, but are actually just a front to steal your money. They might offer super cheap prices or fake discounts to lure you in, but when you try to make a purchase, they'll take your money and disappear. The key to avoiding this scam is to do your research. Check for reviews, ratings, and a physical address before making a purchase. Investment scams are also on the rise. Scammers will promise you high returns on an investment, but it's all just a lie. They'll take your money and use it to fund their own lavish lifestyles. The key to avoiding this scam is to be wary of any investment opportunity that seems too good to be true. If it sounds like a guaranteed way to make money quickly, it's probably a scam. Finally, look out for the romance scam. Scammers will pose as a romantic interest online, building up a fake relationship to gain your trust. And with AI-generated content now, their ultimate goal is to steal your money or personal information. The key to avoiding this scam is to be cautious when meeting people online. Don't send money or personal information to someone you haven't met in person. You'll be surprised at how convincing scammers can be. To safeguard against these scams, it's essential to be proactive. Make sure you're using security software to protect your devices, and always verify the sources of any emails, messages, or websites you visit. And most importantly, maintain a healthy dose of skepticism if something seems too good to be true. It probably is. So what should you do if you suspect you've been targeted by a scam? First, don't panic. Just stop communication with the scammer and don't send any more money. Then report the scam to the relevant authorities. In this video, we've covered the 3 sneaky scams that may target you in 2025. Remember, staying informed is key to staying safe online. Make sure to subscribe to our channel.
Target you through 2025, but those were 3 that they talked about. I love the fact that people are going to Aaron, residents are going to Aaron if they hear about one or if they experience one themselves. Feel free to come to me, to Stephen, to any of our leadership team just to start a conversation. Don't be embarrassed. That's the biggest thing. Now, this is actually something that a resident did share with me. It didn't happen to our resident, but it happened to someone they know in Georgia, but a little ways away from here. So they had, a burglar came up to them and said, I want your phone. And then they forced them to sign into their phone. Then they sent messages to their contacts saying, you know, this is Joe, I'm in trouble, and I need this money sent to here. Now, you would probably freak out because number one, you don't know all the contacts on your phone, I wouldn't think. You don't have your phone anymore. So what we've decided, and I reached out to someone to ask them, the best thing to do is immediately call your phone company and say, my phone's been stolen, please disconnect it. And then secondly, I would get the police involved. Because recreating, your phone company may also have your contact list that then you can reach out to those on your contact list. But some people have hundreds of contacts in their phone, and you can't send out a mass email or text if you don't have your phone. So it really happened in Georgia to someone that one of our residents knew. So just be careful with that, obviously. Now, game show time. Okay or not okay? A resident gets a call from someone saying they are with Medicare and proceeds to give them their Medicare number. Not okay, but it happens. We know that it happens. I try to always put something that's current from last month to this month, so this happened within the last month. Okay or not okay, an independent living resident or a team member notifies the wellness suite that another resident is acting differently than they usually do. That's great, isn't it? We want that to happen. Actually happened an hour before this meeting. So a resident came to me and said they noticed something different about someone's apartment. So what am I going to do? I'll reach out to Angeli or whoever else that maybe even housekeeping. Hey, just go do a wellness check on Mrs. Jones, let's say. And then we find out if they're okay or not. We wouldn't know that if you don't tell us. So please continue to do that. A resident decides to add common grounds landscaping, shrubs, stepping stones, etc., without the approval of Stephen or Scott. Not okay. There's certain limitations. If you have a question, if you're interested in adding something around your first floor apartment or your cottage, just reach out to one of us. We'll make sure that you follow the guidelines. A resident or team member chooses to put out religious or political literature around campus. Not okay. It was reported to me this week. Some pamphlets were brought to me, basically for a local church, which is fine, but we can't imagine if everybody put out their local church literature and encouraging others to go to certain churches and whatnot. So it's not okay. If you're interested, just come see me if you want to make it known about something around the campus, and I'll be able to give you information if there's a way to do it or if it's okay. And that's it. We have time for, I'll take 3 questions if there are 3 questions, but we're going to be sticking around as well. But you're all questioned out for this month. Who reads the Ask the Director summary? Good percentage? It was, I think, 11 pages this month. Good questions, and I get all of the answers that aren't pertainable to me from the team because they, number one, need to know their business. It's their areas of expertise, and I want them to be the ones that give the answers so that if they say it's going to happen, it better happen. Yes?
I did have a question.
I'll repeat it too.
In Willowbrook Court, is there an annual state survey that's done to review the standards of care? And if so, when is that scheduled? And is Georgia actually up to date in doing those annually?
Very good question, and the question is related to annual surveys in Willowbrook Court. And 18 months, is that right? There's an 18-month window. So it can be as short as 9 months. It can be as late as 15 months. So, when is our next one due, Tammy?
We were surveyed in April of last year. However, they were last in June, so they could come from their last visit.
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere from April to June. We use that as our survey window.
Yeah.
So yes, they will be out. They have been in the area recently, but that doesn't mean they're going to come to us.
Yeah, surveyors have been in the area recently. Our last survey was April of 2024. I think we had 4 citations. The average for the state was 12 for last year. We are currently a 5-star rated building, which is the best you can be, so let's give applause to that. Next week, ACTS personnel will be here to do what they call a mock survey. So they'll come in with fresh eyes and act as if they're surveyors. Yes, we know they're coming. We won't know when the actual surveyors are coming, but they'll be critical of us, and hopefully they'll find, if they don't find anything, that's scary as well. So we want them to find a few things we can improve upon. But yes, it's coming soon.
There's nothing on the program that you're going to be attending pertaining to the sustainability efforts.
Yeah.
Can you give us a brief update on where we are
Yeah.
with that?
So it's related to Sustainability Committee. We do have close to 12 total members. We're dividing up into 4 teams of 3, and we will each have a project that we'll be working on. Right now, the teams are being assigned or asked to be volunteered for, and we'll probably have a meeting in March and begin the process of having individual team meetings of the 4 project teams to start making progress. And we'll announce next month what the 4 projects are once we've got it finalized. All right, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day and week. Thanks so much.